guys, Roxxy Sims here, and I have another speed build for you today. Today I am building a tiny house on wheels. I wanted this tiny home to be kind of the quintessential tiny home. You know, I wanted it to be on wheels. I wanted it to be done in kind of a more environmentally friendly kind of way. I also thought that the people who are living in this tiny home kind of had a lot to do with, you know, building it, with finishing it as well. I kind of wanted it to just to be, you know, everything that we kind of think of today in a typical tiny home. If you turn on a television show about tiny homes, you know, it's something very similar to this most of the time, and that's exactly what I was wanting to go for. And I thought this area of Oasis Springs was kind of the perfect place for this because originally in Oasis Springs, this area is just like a trailer park, and I am kind of keeping it that way in my save file, but I'm also kind of changing it up a bit. So part of it is just like a more traditional trailer park, but it's kind of evolving into also just a tiny home, a place to put your tiny home. So we have a couple of more modern tiny homes in this area as well. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for this particular neighborhood in Oasis Springs. I'm going for a little bit of modern in this tiny home, nothing too modern. I still want it to be, you know, comfortable and warm and everything. And like I mentioned earlier, I was thinking that the Sims who live in this tiny home had a lot to do with building it. Maybe they had a little bit of help, but wanted to do most of it themselves. I wanted them to use like reclaimed materials, and that is definitely why I went for this like wood paneling on all the walls. I thought pretty much all of the walls could be reclaimed material from some other project or you know, a house that had been torn down or wherever they got these materials, they wanted to reuse them. It's the same with the flooring as well. So, you know, I chose for these materials something that looked a little weathered, you know, as if they reclaimed it from somewhere. So all the flooring, and maybe they built these cabinets from scratch. You know, a lot of people do that when they are building their own tiny home because it has to fit in such like a custom area, and maybe it has to fit around a wheel well or, you know, hold gray water tanks or all these kinds of issues. So I figure a lot of the things they probably built themselves. This desk definitely looks like they probably made it. A lot of the things from the eco lifestyle, sorry, but I'm still calling it eco living. Anyways, so a lot of the things from that pack looked like you could have made them, so that, you know, I just wanted to sprinkle that around throughout this tiny home. And I wanted it to feel like it was very important to these Sims to be eco-friendly. So, of course, that's a reason to use these reclaimed materials, give these materials a new life. And then I also have solar panels and the dew collection system up on the rooftop deck up there. I just wanted it to be apparent that that was important to these Sims. They also, of course, grow a lot of their own vegetables, fruits and vegetables. So I have like a little garden in the back, and I have a couple of plants on the rooftop deck. So yeah, I just wanted that lifestyle to be apparent in this build. If I did make the Sims that were going to live in this place, I'd probably make them vegetarian. I don't know if I will make them, but you know, it's just fun for me to think of what the Sims would be like whenever I am making a house, because that just makes it so much more fun for me. Also, I'm very artistic myself, so I tend to lean towards just art as being like the fun things for Sims to do. So I put an easel in almost every build because I just want an easel. So I like kind of thinking of a backstory for the Sims, because it makes me it like forces me into probably making them a little more dynamic and interesting instead of making just every Sims house be something that I would want to live in. The career paths for The Sims that I was thinking of making for this place, of course you can make them however you like, whatever kind of sim you want to live here, but what I was thinking was that it would be fun if they were kind of like involved in weddings. So maybe one of them does like videography and photography for weddings, and then the other one can make cakes. But I was thinking maybe they could make, vegan cakes, gluten-free cakes, things like that. I just thought that would be like a fun little career path for these two. So with that in mind, I of course wanted to make it, a decent sized kitchen. It's definitely not humongous, but it's a tiny home. So I think it's a decent sized kitchen for this small of a space. It's functional. I have them tested out and Sims can use it just fine. I also wanted a good desk area to go along with the story of, one sim doing like videography, photography. They need a good place to work on their computer. So those were two things that, I knew that I had to have in this place. I have actually had this build done for quite a while. It's just been waiting for me to be able to do a voiceover with it. But everything has been going on. So of course we had that competition for Sims Sparked to make a wedding venue or to make a wedding couple. So I did a few things for that. So that took some time. And then school starting. So I have a little one, and with everything going on, homeschooling is what we're doing, and had to set everything up for that. So it has been a while. So I'm excited that I finally get to share this with you guys. I feel like just been out of whack lately, but I am pretty excited for the next Sim Sparked challenge. Of course, we have no idea when that's going to be or what it's going to be, but that was actually pretty fun. Did you guys happen to build anything or make any Sims or stories or anything for that? I'm so curious if you did. I did 2 sets of Sims, and then I did a wedding venue, and that wedding venue was so fun. Of course, I'm more of a builder than a cast kind of person, so of course that was my favorite, but that was really fun, and it was something new, and it was nice to be, it's always fun to compete in a challenge, I think. And that wedding venue was something that I've been meaning to build forever, so it was just kind of like that push that I needed to actually finally build it. I knew that it was gonna take me a long time to do, so it was nice to get that push. And it turns out it's one of my favorite things that I've ever built. So thanks Sims Sparked for the motivation. Did you guys end up watching the entire Sims Sparked show? Because I just finished it a few days ago, not too long ago. And I won't say anything about who won or anything, just in case. I don't want to, have any spoilers in here. But I liked it. At first, when I first saw the commercials for it, I thought, I am not going to like that at all. But then I ended up liking it more than I thought I would. So let me know what you think of it. I really did like the 2 final stories in the last episode. I think that those last 2 teams did incredibly well with those stories. They did so good. It made me a little emotional, which is definitely what I think they were going for. So they did a great job with that. You could tell they put a lot of hard work and a lot of their emotions and their heart into those stories, so bravo to them. As you can see, I have moved on to the exterior of the place, the landscaping, and since this is kind of a new build, I didn't want there to be any really established landscaping, and plus this is a place on wheels, so I wanted to go for nice landscaping but more temporary feeling. So a lot of the landscaping they put in, they're all in pots. So if they want to take this tiny home somewhere else, they can just take their landscaping with it. So really the main thing that they've added that they can't really take with them is this pea gravel that is in this kind of sitting area in the front, the walkway, and also the gardening area. Everything else they can just pack up and take with them. And then the only other landscaping that I wanted on this lot was something that looked very natural, something that they didn't add themselves, like the rocks and the cactus and everything. I just wanted that to look like it was already there before they put this tiny home on this lot. Because I wanted it to look like these people were planning on staying here for a while, just not forever. Which, of course, is one of the huge benefits of having a tiny home on wheels. I someday really want to live in a camper so that I could just pick up and go wherever and explore the world. So, hey, my fingers are crossed. Hopefully one day I get to do that. Not anytime soon, unfortunately, but, maybe it could be part of my 15-year or 20-year plan. Part of the fun of that is renovating the camper. So, yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on kind of a rundown camper and make it pretty. Anyways, guys, enough about my obsession with campers. We're just finishing up the gardening area in the back. And then after that, we are pretty much finished. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to talk to you all again very soon. Bye, everybody.